Aaron Jones to put the best team around Aaron Rodgers?
When you pose a question like that, absolutely. You got to put the best possible guys around Aaron Rodgers. You don't know how long you have Aaron Rodgers, and you want to make sure he is happy and he has the pieces that he feels that they can make a run for the championship. However, when you look at Green Bay and their history and how they build their team, they build it by the draft and developing players. And so, number one, they did Aaron Jones a huge I applaud them for what they did not do, which is tag Aaron Jones, franchise tag Aaron Jones, because he wasn't deserving. He needs to be on the free agent market, the open market, so he can experience that and get his max worth. However, the Green Bay Packers, they don't absolutely need to sign Aaron Jones, which is why they drafted A.J. Dillon. They have other guys that they can go after and try to fill that void. Will they fill the shoes of Aaron Jones? Those are some huge shoes. We can't overlook what he provided for this team. He provided them a pass catcher out of the backfield, a game breaker when it comes to running the football, a guy who can run in between the tackles, outside the tackles, and hit the home run. And you just don't find guys like that every single day. But I will say this. The running backs in the National Football League, as elite as they are, they have done one another a disservice, because once they get paid, the Le'Veon Bells, the Todd Gurleys, the Ezekiel Elliott's, they don't really show how they showed the seasons prior. And so I think they've done one another a disservice. He still will, I believe, will get paid, but the Green Bay Packers are willing to take that chance because of the showing or the lack of showing that running backs have done over the last few years when getting paid, Nick.
And Christian McCaffrey got paid, nobody blames him for this, but then got hurt. Like, there's one guy, one running back who's gotten paid, and the team was like, great decision, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is carrying the flag for paying running backs almost by himself, and I'm not certain anyone's going to have to fill Aaron Jones' shoes with the Packers, because I think Aaron Jones might be filling his own shoes with the Packers. The franchise tag number for running backs is $11 million this year. I think the Packers might believe we might be able to get Aaron Jones on a multi-year deal that averages less than $11 million, and he can get some more long-term security, and we can have a lower cap figure early on. So I'm not certain he's leaving. I think there's going to be a lot of teams hesitant to pay big money to running backs not named Derrick Henry. And so I'm going to have a wait-and-see approach on this one, at least for the time being, because I think he might be back. I also do believe, whether the Packers want to do this or not, Odell Beckham Jr. is there for the taking. If the Packers really want to make a statement, they call up Cleveland, they offer Cleveland their first-round pick, and they get Odell Beckham Jr. Odell's on an incredibly reasonable contract. If he's not in Cleveland, I can tell you he would not be displeased to be traded to Green Bay despite the weather and the market. And that is a way to show Aaron Rodgers, we are all in on you for however much time you have left. So to me, this is a TBD as far as grading the Packers on the Aaron Jones decision. In part, Brandon, because I think he might be back anyway, and in part because they might be trying to keep their powder dry for a bigger move that has to do on the offensive side of the ball.
Nick, resident GM, I like Odell in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I like this, and he could be there for really cheap, so go get it done. But this whole Aaron Jones thing, come on, man. The tone was set. What happened right after the season? You had your guy, Aaron Rodgers, go on, what was it, the Pat McAfee show, and he said, look, my guys, big fella talking about Mercedes Lewis, and then he went on to say Aaron Jones, like, we're all affected by this. We need to get this right, basically. Right. And for an entire week, everybody in sports was talking about, oh my goodness, is Aaron Rodgers, is he leaving? Is there a breakup? Is there a divorce coming? And then all of a sudden they nipped it in the bud. So what's happening in Seattle between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, where it's this ongoing saga, it didn't happen here because Aaron Rodgers set the tone and said, I want my guys. Don't botch this offseason like you botched it last year. So this guy will be back. Mercedes Lewis, he said he want that guy back, and they're going to get it right. So for that reason, you know, we know what's going to happen here. Aaron Jones, last year, 11 touchdowns. The year before, 19 touchdowns. And I'm going to steal Coach Mangini's line, and I'm going to make it my own. Chemistry and continuity is everything. You can go get a Chris Carson. You can go get another running back, but it's not Aaron Jones. He doesn't know his body language. He doesn't know, you know, how he likes the ball, where he wants it, how he's going to come out the backfield. Can I trust this guy that he's going to pick up the mic? He's going to pick up the nickel to wheel blitz? Come on, get it done. Don't botch this offseason, Wilds.
Yeah, so I think Aaron Jones will be back with the Packers, but I want to dig in to what Nick said about Odell. Greg, do you think that Aaron Rodgers needs to be even more vocal? Like he's not passive aggressive, but he's subtle. In like, oh, you know, we've never drafted a wide receiver in the first round. Do you think he just straight up needs to say, like, we need to go out and get a player like Odell Beckham?
No, he doesn't need to say it because it's evident. Like, everyone knows it. And he said it to a degree, like Brandon alluded to. Like, he knows where he's at in his career. He needs support. Not that he can't get it done. We just saw him have an MVP caliber season, and so we know his ability. But when you start getting this deep into your career, you know that I need some others to take that weight off of me. And so with him being a thrower of the football and a quarterback that enjoys getting multiple guys involved, yes, you go after a guy like Odell Beckham, a guy who can take off the top, who can run every route underneath, who you can have some gadget plays in there with. Like this, it would be a great fit. I am with you, Nick. I would love to see Odell with Green Bay Packers and have that opportunity to develop some chemistry with Aaron Jones alongside of Devontae Adams. Could you imagine that? Brandon, oh my goodness. But back to Aaron Jones for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Really
go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
But to Aaron Jones for me, what Brandon said is key. The continuity and the chemistry that they have already and the relationships that are built. I think that's why you hear Aaron Rodgers speaking out so boldly about what he desires as far as his future. Because when he was younger, that's not what we don't do that type of stuff when we're younger because we feel like I got time. It'll happen. Things will evolve. But right now where Aaron Rodgers sits, he wants to see things change in his favor because he knows if it changes in his favor, it's going to be for the betterment of the organization and the team.
And if there's one spot that we have very recent evidence that you don't necessarily have to have continuity, you can insert a piece and have immediate success, it's star receiver. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen had no relationship. They had an amazing season. DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray had no relationship. They had an amazing season because the talent was at such a high level from the receiver position, and obviously Rodgers better quarterback than Josh Allen or Kyler. No disrespect to either of those players. And, Jen, I would add this. Last year, the Packers spent a first-round draft pick on a guy they never hoped to play last season. If this year they spent a first-round draft pick on a guy who would be an instant impact as opposed to a rookie they're going to have to slowly bring along, it kind of undoes maybe some of those. Yeah, in Odell. That's what I mean. You spent a first-round pick on Odell.
I don't think they need to give up a first.
On the field. Okay, well, whatever you. I think a first gets it done for sure. Maybe you can get him for cheaper. Point is, would make an instant impact, unlike a rookie who probably you have to slowly bring along.